Yeah, I'm told that the Eagles continue to speak to DeSean Jackson today. I'm told that DeSean has spoken a lot with Eagles VP Howie Roseman and is or will speak to Eagles owner Jeff Lurie today. Jeff and Howie are both Jewish. Take a look. Here is the Eagles statement from today. The Eagles say about DeSean's comments, they were offensive, harmful, and absolutely appalling. We're disappointed, and we reiterated to DeSean the importance of apologizing, but also using his platform to take action. We are continuing to evaluate the circumstance, and we will take appropriate action. The NFL released a statement this afternoon saying DeSean's comments were highly inappropriate, offensive, and divisive. We have been in contact with the team. Here's DeSean this afternoon releasing an apology on his Instagram.
I never want to put any race down or any people down, and my post was definitely not intended for anybody of any race to feel any type of way, especially the Jewish community. When I posted what I posted, I definitely didn't mean it to the extent that you guys took it, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm very apologetic, and I just want you guys to understand that it never was intended to be to put any race down or any religion down.
Yeah, I spoke to DeSean Jackson this morning, and he says he did not quite understand the context of the quote that he was posting, and he didn't know it would be offensive and hurt so many people. But quoting a quote from Hitler, of course, there's no excuse for that. I'm John Clark in my stay-at-home studio. We'll have a lot more coming up at 6:20.
All right, John, thanks. So we asked our NBC10 viewers what they think the Eagles should do about DeSean Jackson. Should they cut him, suspend him from some games? Should they trade him, or should they do nothing? As you can imagine, a lot of people have cast their votes. You could do so yourself right now on the NBC Philadelphia Twitter page. We'll hear from Eagles fans coming up on NBC10 News at 6 o'clock. And joining us now for more on this is Shira Goodman from the Anti-Defamation League of Philadelphia. Shira, thank you so much for your time. Now, of course, we don't want to repeat Jackson's comments, but can you help people at home? Could you explain to them why they were so hurtful?
Sure. Thanks for having me and for doing the story. I think it was two things. One is to quote or misquote Hitler is just in itself is something shocking to see on a sports figure's page, anybody's page, when you're not kind of talking in a historical context. And the words of that quote are just kind of a classic anti-Semitic trope about Jews and power and Jews trying to corrupt society. And so that in itself is hurtful. And then, DeSean Jackson also lifted up the words and the speech this weekend of Louis Farrakhan, who has been known for many, many years to spew hate against Jews, against white people, against the LGBT community. And so to see kind of a beloved sports figure, a symbol of our community, putting that kind of content out there is divisive and hurtful.
What do you make of DeSean's apology? He has said that he didn't quite understand the context of what he was putting out there on social media. And also, what do you make of how the Eagles are handling it?
Well, I think the Eagles took a strong stance asking DeSean to apologize. I think that both the Eagles and DeSean Jackson have some work to do. This is a beginning, not an end, what the statements we saw today. I think in his apology, part of it shows what the problem is. If he didn't understand the context, and this is something we teach kids and people who are getting involved in social media all the time, you have to know what you're posting. You are endorsing what you're posting. You are amplifying those voices. And it's very important to understand what you are sharing and spreading. And if you don't understand that context, you can have very serious unintended consequences, as it was. DeSean Jackson has a tremendous platform. The first thing I did when I started to hear about this from concerned people was I asked, my teenagers, I need to see your Instagram. I need to see what DeSean was posting. So he has some education work to do. He seems to be understanding now that what he did was hurtful, but he needs to know why. He needs to understand that broader context, and he also needs to know what he can do to fight all forms of hate, anti-Semitism, in this instance, but just like all of us always need to be on guard against anti-Semitism, racism, anti-immigrant sentiment. That's part of what we all, as members of our community, have to be part of the fight against.
Yeah, especially as a role model, too, in the position he's in, of course, as a well-known wide receiver here in Philly. Shira Goodman from the Anti-Defamation League of Philadelphia, thank you for your time.
Thank you.